Is it a beautiful Saturday morning? Like, can you even
So
say that?
far, so far, it's a beautiful Saturday morning. The weather's nice. We have a great slate of college football games ahead of us.
But how are
I'm
your
one
nerves today?
on a million.
Yeah, yeah. There's a.
I'm
It's
very
gonna be a
nervous about
rough one
today.
until two
Yeah,
thirty. But you know
yeah,
what? Stop.
yep.
There's certain procedures that this
Right, right,
show has to
right, right.
follow.
Let's do it. Cannot wait.
Three, two, one.
Big game today. Big game today. Big game today. Intro music.
You know what I really appreciate about the intro music is how you take the pulse of what's going on in today's society and you really you bring that out for everyone.
Yeah, that's what I meant to do.
I
I'm glad you
know.
finally realized it.
I mean, Raj, it's just it's I
Pulse of today's
appreciate it.
society.
I
Okay.
appreciate it on another level.
Yeah.
All right. College football picks. I got a lot of stuff to get to today, so you're ready to just jump right in. As always, we'll cover the top 25 first, we'll the SEC, and then we'll give you our viewers guide for the day, what we will be watching on our screens.
Right.
Starting with just top 25, Iowa State at Texas. The 15 and a half is interesting in this game, but I just think there's no way you don't take Texas to win this one.
Yeah. I think with the way Texas looked last week against OU when they blew out OU, I just feel like with having Quinn Ewers back and healthy, I think their offense is going to really, really start to transition and be a really, really a big, powerful force in the Big 12. They got one of the best running backs in the country, Bijan Robinson. Texas is at home. I'm definitely taking Texas in this game.
Yeah.
And I think that Texas is also going to continue to climb up the rankings as the season
Oh
progresses
yeah.
as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a case to be made for Ewers being, he's healthy all year, and I'd never followed the Colt McCoy argument.
Right,
I
right,
may be willing to follow the Quinn Ewers argument,
right.
but there's an argument to be made. He's playing as good as any quarterback in the country. So
Yep.
I do have a question for this game.
Yes.
It starts at 11
Okay.
and it ends at 1:30ish. How fast do you think Sark could get to Knoxville and call that game?
Oh my gosh. It would take several hours for that to happen. He's not, he might make it. Well, now if he's flying, I'm assuming he's flying. He could probably make it around game time.
Well, what if Texas is blowing out Iowa State and he leaves at halftime?
Ooh, I didn't really think about that. I don't know what the score's looking like, but if he leaves at halftime, he'll definitely make it.
Well, then my lock of the day is Texas to cover and Sark to get to Knoxville to help us out.
Okay, cool. I like that.
All right. And it's funny that the Texas is favored by 15 and a half, but the over-under is 48. That basically let you know they don't expect Iowa State to do much in this game. They expect them to play a lot of defense and not score a lot of points.
Yeah, but Iowa State, now keep in mind, Iowa State has been known to pull off a few upsets over the past few seasons. With that said, I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think it's today, but I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, Kansas at Oklahoma. Interesting. Oklahoma's still a 10-point favorite. So Kansas is basically getting no respect.
Right. And this is weird because when you would look at this game at the beginning of the season, you're like, oh, Oklahoma's going to blow them out. But with what's happened over the past three weeks with OU, and you're kind of like, I don't know, Kansas might pull this one off.
They might. Yep. This also could be though a get right game for Oklahoma as well.
Yeah, it could be. That's a very good point that I was about to say. I was like, this might be the game.
Roger's freezing on us.
Oh,
there we go.
But I'm not picking them to cover too.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah. You froze on my end, so I wasn't sure.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah. But you said you're picking OU, but not to cover.
I got OU, but I don't think they'll cover 10. Yeah.
Yeah. I think a 3-point game for this one, for sure. Yep. I think Kansas. But I'd love to go as far as to pick Kansas in my upset alert, but I just don't. It's still Kansas, So
right,
mentally.
Right.
I mean, how many other 5-1 teams just get into the top 25 at 19?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if I could care any less about this game. Minnesota at Illinois.
I could not care at all. I'll just pick Illinois because they're at home and they are the favorite by 4.5. So I'll just take Illinois.
Actually, they're the underdog by 4.5 on my end.
Who?
Illinois.
That's what I said.
You said the favorite by 4.5. That's why you're picking Illinois?
Yeah.
I'll pick it Minnesota.
Okay. I mean, I'm picking Illinois by 4.5. We don't have a lot of insight into this game, to be honest with you. So
no, I'm just like, I was like, yeah, I'm picking Minnesota. You went, okay.
Yeah.
just told you I don't care.
Yeah, I know. Not about that game.
Penn State and Michigan, big one of the.
This is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be an interesting game. I think this game is really gonna prove if Michigan is real or not. I think they've had some pretty simple games over the past few weeks, but I know Michigan's at home and Michigan is favored by a touchdown. With that said, I'm gonna go ahead and pick Michigan to win this game, but I think it's gonna be really, really close.
I do too. Do you know who didn't pick Michigan?
Who?
Hoda.
How?
That's what I said. He
How is
texted
that
me last
possible?
week talking about he's picking Penn State.
Oh wow, I'm surprised at that. I thought he would have picked the hometown team.
That's what I'm talking about. First off, we're never going to pick anybody against Alabama.
Right.
Definitely not Alabama at home.
What if it was the Kansas City Chiefs?
I'd be like, ooh, I'd be sitting here and I'd talk about the game and I would talk about every advantage Kansas City had and they, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end I'd go, but I'm taking Alabama in this game.
Right.
That's exactly what I would say. So
I'm
taking Michigan at home in this game. I don't know if they're gonna
you think they'll
cover, but I'm definitely going to. And speaking of which, I hope to just text me right in the middle of this.
What's going on, Hoda? Your timing is impeccable.
Talk trash to Tennessee fans today.
Oh, we shall see.
Yeah, we shall see.
Yeah.
Moving on to the 2:30 slate. A game that should probably get more pub, but it doesn't. NC State at Syracuse.
I was just thinking the same thing. I don't know. Syracuse is kind of like just kind of popping up out of nowhere this season. I think over the past few seasons, Syracuse would start off pretty well, but then as they continue to play, their games, they kind of lose a few and they kind of fall out of the rankings. It's good to see them at number 18 though, favored by 4. But I'm going to go ahead and pick NC State to win this game. I know they're on the road, but
wait.
Yeah.
Upset alert! Upset alert! Upset alert! NC
Yes.
State.
Herb and I are both picking NC State with the upset alert.
Yeah, a little more battle tested. The problem with Syracuse in years past is they've basically been defined by how close they played Clemson.
Right.
We kind of ignored the rest of their schedule.
Right.
I think NC State gets them on the road. I do have a couple of Syracuse friends that are probably a little disappointed in me, but one of those Syracuse friends picks against Alabama every week. So
what a surprise.
Shout out to Kerry. I hope he's not too mad at me.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State at TCU. If it weren't for another game at 2:30,
right,
this would definitely be the game I watch. I think this would be a fun game to watch.
Right.
And then we mentioned this a couple weeks ago. This could be your Big 12
championship game. Yep.
Preview. Yep. So
I'm taking TCU at home, but this is gonna be a good. This is gonna be a good game.
Definitely. Yeah. But I wouldn't take the 4.5 because I think it could be tight the way these Big 12 games are. I think you will see these two teams again. Both of them are playing as good as they have. TCU hasn't had remember they were up. Then the Pattersons, and now they're kind of back up again. So I think this will be a fun game to watch. So
I do, and I think even though Big 12 usually has high scoring games, I think it's really going to be close. And I do think TCU can cover, but it's going to be really, really tight. I think this is one of those games that's going to come down to like the fourth quarter.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I would be disappointed if it didn't. So
good game. But like you said, if we hadn't been watching the game that we're going to talk about soon, then we would definitely have this one on the big screen. So
yes, sir. James Madison and Georgia Southern. This is a surprise. Like you're looking at it like, how is this in the top 25? Just barely. James Madison at 25. I'm gonna take him to win, man. I hope they make the playoff.
Who, James Madison?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick James Madison too, and I'm gonna tell you a reason. Our cousin PJ, Paul Lewis Jr., shout out to PJ, is a James Madison alum.
Nice.
So we're taking James Madison, and I didn't even realize they were in the top 25 until I think I looked at the rankings earlier this week, and I was like, oh wow, where did this come from? But shout out to James Madison. Shout out to our cousin PJ, and Georgia Southern's favored by 12.
Where does Mike's son play?
East Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to say he was at Georgia Southern at one time.
That's what I felt like. That's why
I think so, but I believe he transferred to East Carolina now.
Gotcha.
Okay. He's a Pirate right now. So
okay. So
shout out to Mike and his son.
Feel bad about this game then.
No. We're good. We're gonna go with James Madison. We'll be all right.
Clemson at Florida State.
Right. And Florida State's favored by 4.5.
No, I've got him as the underdog, 4.5 underdog.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Miscue alert.
Oh my God.
Miscue alert.
Are we gonna have sound effects for everything?
I need glasses alert. Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
Can I get a drink?
Only if it's water. All right. We gotta stop.
Okay.
We'll never finish.
30 minutes.
Okay. Herb is right. Herb is correct. Florida State is at home, but Clemson is favored by 4.5. Who do you got? Or do you have Clemson, or do you think Florida State's going to?
I want to take Florida State so badly in this game. I just don't know. I mean, first off, I don't think people realize how good it is to see like Florida State kind of having a little resurgence,
Right.
a little bit better.
Right.
They're not fully there yet. They're not Miami or Texas back every year, but it's almost.
But they're trending in the right direction.
They're trending in the right direction. I just don't know if they're ready for Clemson. Clemson is starting to gel a little better.
Right.
DJ Jazzy Jeff is playing much better these days.
Yeah.
I just think Clemson takes it in the tight one.
I think so. I think Clemson wins too. And you shared my sentiments exactly. It's cool to see Florida State starting to trend in the right direction, because for several years, especially that 1 year in 2017 when they played Alabama the first game, ever since then they've kind of went downhill for several years. But it looks like Mike Norvell's got them going in the right direction, and it would be cool if they could win this game and pull off the upset. But I think with Clemson's defense and DJ's is starting to look a lot better. They don't have to put Clubber Lang in yet. I'll hold off on that. So
you just wanted to use the Clubber Lang.
I did.
You did.
I like that.
I was trying to figure out how to work it in, and I couldn't. So I was like, I'll let it go this week.
So I'm gonna go with Clemson in this one too.
Sounds good to me, sir. All right, and that covers our top 25.
No, we have one more. Pac-12.
Oh, shoot. And the sad thing is while you were doing that, I zoned out and I was already making my picks for that game. In my mind, I was like, oh, I've already picked this game.
Huge game in the Pac-12 tonight. 7, or I think it's going to be 6 o'clock. I'm sorry.
Yeah, USC. I think you're right at 7. 7 o'clock.
Oh, the 7?
Yeah.
All right, USC.
It's not a Pac-12 after dark game, though, so that's
good Lord.
I almost wish this was like a 9 o'clock game.
Those games, yeah. This might be one I actually tune into.
Definitely. Well,
USC.
You can't tell people that.
You're right. I'm sorry.
You got to follow a certain structure.
Right. You're right. I'll wait till my cable gets turned on. USC is at Utah. Utah's favored by 3.5.
Despite 2 losses. Getting smoked by UCLA.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons. Is it one of the reasons? I'm going to take USC. I just think USC has the better offense going forward. I do think this is going to be a pretty high-scoring game. I think USC, but I'm going to be honest. I think USC wins by 10.
I'm taking Utah.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Utah at home,
right?
Just over the last couple, has just been a different beast.
Right.
On the road. Like you look at, they lose at Florida, and now it looks like Florida's a subpar team. Losing at UCLA is not bad, but giving up 42 points,
right, that's
bad. But their road Utah is just not comparable to the home Utah. So USC, I agree with you on what I think USC is the better team.
Right.
But as we've seen in college, when you go in certain environments, the better team does not always win.
That's true. Even if you talk about Alabama, when Alabama plays on the road, we see what happened when we play the road, especially this season. We don't look that great. But I don't know. I just think there's something about USC. I just think it's going to come down to a small shootout, and USC is just going to have enough firepower to kind of get him over the edge, especially with those receivers they got.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm taking Utah, but I can't argue with anything you just said.
Yeah. And I also think
he's right. But this is what I'm thinking. So.
And I think if USC wins this game, they have a good chance to win out.
Yeah.
And make it to a playoff undefeated. They really have a good chance to do that. So
yeah, I agree.
Only time will tell. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll get you a t-shirt. That's your
We have so many t-shirts that need to be made. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll get printing press on it. Hey, did you take note of
okay. T-shirt alert. T-shirt.
Stop. I'm
cutting off. That's it. What? T-shirt alert. T-shirt alert.
But the problem is if you put it on a t-shirt, if you can't make the sound, so people just read it and they'll read it like this: T-shirt alert.
Unless we make a sound activated T-shirt. Oh my goodness! Only a matter of time before we become millionaires. Sound activated T-shirt. It's kind of like when you get a greeting card and it's like a happy birthday and it opens up and it plays a song.
All right, Raj just froze for a minute. Maybe that's for the test. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Sorry.
Auburn and Ole Miss.
Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Oh, wow. What a game. Auburn and Ole Miss. Ole Miss is favored by 15.5 at home. Auburn just doesn't look good. Let's just be honest. They don't look good this year.
The firing Harsin.
They probably could have beat LSU. That they kind of gave that game away. Yeah, I would be surprised if Harson's actually back next year. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think they already made their mind up with him before the season started, but they just weren't able to follow through. I'm going to go ahead and take Ole Miss at home. I got Ole Miss at home, and I think they can cover.
Harsin is going to have to beat Georgia and Alabama to keep his job.
Come on.
Yeah, I know that it's
Come
Ole
on.
Miss is gonna smoke them at home.
Yeah.
I think they'll play them tight in the first half.
Yeah.
And then second half, Ole Miss will walk away with it.
Auburn just has too many. But even without Harsin, it's just like, do they have the right quarterback? Defense doesn't look good. It's just they've got a lot. Outside of Tank Bigsby, it's just like they're not really working with a lot.
Tank,
this year.
man, I'd probably shut it down.
What year is Tank? Is he a junior? I think he's like a junior. Yeah,
like I forever.
You know what? I couldn't argue with that. I mean, what else do you have to play for? You're not playing for you. If they get lucky, they might make it to a bowl game. If that, and even if then it's
this year.
Even if then it's going to be like the Doritos Bowl or the Picture Frame Bowl. So just take it.
You get free Doritos at the Doritos Bowl, so don't knock it.
He can get free Doritos if he signs an endorsement deal when he goes to the NFL. Or right now, it might be an NIL. I don't know. Anyway, we might already have one. We're taking Ole Miss.
Yeah, definitely. Arkansas, BYU. If I knew that Arkansas was 100% healthy,
right,
I'm all over them.
Is KJ back this game?
I have no idea what.
Okay.
I don't know if he's back, and I don't know what Arkansas team we're getting anymore.
I'm going with BYU. Arkansas looked so strong to start the season off, but these past few games, just even against Bama, they were somewhat in that game. That third quarter that they had, they kind of came back, but
one quarter though is all they.
Yeah,
played.
I know.
It was bad for all the rest of the quarters. It's like the Texas A&M game kind of broke their spirit a little bit. And, I'm going to take them because I'm always going to take the SEC team over a BYU team. But I could see this one getting ugly in the third quarter.
And for anybody watching, what's the line in this game?
1. So it's basically
BYU by 1 point?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll just take BYU to cover, I guess. I'm easily 1.
Vanderbilt at Georgia.
Next game. Come on.
LSU at Florida. Both teams 4-2. You could be talking about the difference between making the top 25 and not making it with a win in this game.
Right.
For those reasons, I'm going to take LSU, even though Florida's favored by 2.5.
Okay.
Just because I want more top 25 teams for Alabama to play.
I was just about to say, I hope LSU wins this game in the next few games so that we can play them when they have like a 6 or 7-2 record. And it'll look better for us. I'm taking LSU to win this game too. I think the Florida hype was early on in the season, and we bought that, and then we kind of just sold that over the past few weeks. So
sold it for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, pennies on the dollar is what I was going to say anyway. But I'm going to take LSU at this.
You were really going to say pennies on the dollar? Really? That's what you're going with?
T-shirt. All right, I'm sorry.
Killing me, Smalls. Just straight killing me. All right, so the last
the way we're acting now is a good prediction.
What?
I said the way we're acting now is a good prediction that Alabama's going to win the game later on that we're going to talk about. We're so positive right now. Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I like that.
Yeah.
Mississippi State at Kentucky. This is one of those, like, Kentucky's just trending in the wrong direction. It's one of those, I thought Kentucky maybe would try and challenge Georgia this year. Now I'm just like, can they still make a good bowl?
Well, Mississippi State or Kentucky?
Kentucky.
Oh, okay. I think you kind of faded out there for a second there.
Gotcha.
I got Mississippi State in this game, and I even mentioned this early on in the season. I said Kentucky's one of those games one of those teams who always starts off playing well with their schedule. Then not ranked as high as they were early in the season. So I got Mississippi State in this game, and another reason why is because when we play them in a few weeks, or is it next week or 2 weeks?
Next week.
Next week, when I want them to have a good record too.
We got to buy.
So we have our resume looks a little better. So yeah, I got Mississippi State in this game.
I'm taking Mississippi State on the road too. Earlier in the year, I would have taken Kentucky, but the way it's gone now, definitely Mississippi State.
Yep.
All right, time for the viewer's guide. What the setup is. So in our theoretical setup, we're assuming that you're doing one main TV,
right,
and then we're doing one second TV,
right.
And then we may mention, hey, this is a game you might want to pull out your phone or computer to follow along. Right. But that's how we're going to frame it. So at 11, you probably want to watch Penn State and Michigan.
Yeah, I would say Penn State, Michigan, and a close number 2 is the Iowa State-Texas game. But I think that probably around the third quarter.
My second pick is actually Kansas at Oklahoma. Because
really?
I feel like Penn State, Michigan is the biggest game. Yeah, just because I think Kansas, Oklahoma has a better chance to be high scoring and close.
And more competitive.
Iowa State and Texas just being boring.
Okay.
And if you're SEC,
I can see that happening.
Huh?
I can see that happening.
Yeah. And if you're an SEC country, you would watch Auburn and Ole Miss versus Iowa State and Texas anyway.
Yeah.
So
but I don't think that'll be that Auburn Ole Miss. that Auburn Ole Miss game is going to get out of hand, or I think, or sooner than later. But yeah,
I agree. So that's your viewer guys for 11.
Yep.
So you're watching Alabama and Tennessee at 2:30. No
right.
matter
Yes.
that's part of the country you're on.
I was about to say, wherever you are in the world, that's the game you're watching at 2:30.
Right. Yeah. Let's say you're a Syracuse fan, then Alabama and Tennessee gets your second TV, or an NC State fan,
or maybe even the iPad.
Us, but it's Alabama and Tennessee on the big TV.
Yep.
Oklahoma State, TCU. You agree?
Yes.
Gotta have the second TV.
Yeah.
And I might follow the NC State Syracuse score, but I'm not going to be that invested.
I won't be that tuned into that one. Yeah.
And that gets you up to the 6 and 6:30 games.
I think Clemson, Florida State at 6:30 takes the top spot.
Wait. BYU is at 2:30. That might be one I flip over to at dead periods, but I'm not like watching.
That might be something I watch on my flip phone. Okay, sorry.
So at 6 o'clock, you'll start watching LSU, Florida.
Yeah.
At 6:30, I'd probably tune to Clemson, Florida State first.
What about Mississippi State, Kentucky?
I just don't know how good that game will be, and I'm more interested in Clemson, Florida State. Look, at 7 o'clock, USC, Utah's taking over.
Yeah, definitely.
And I flip, the second TV will flip between Clemson, Florida State, Mississippi State, Kentucky.
Yeah.
And if the LSU, Florida game has a good ending, maybe that gets one of them. But USC, Utah is the game I'm most interested in for the nightcap.
Yep, I agree.
Good with it?
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Well, for Herb and Raj, and we didn't talk about Alabama, Tennessee because we're going to have a special segment where we just cover that game here just a little bit. So you'll have all these videos coming out at the same time. Plus, also we're going to hit up Big Mike and
Big Mike
Alabama versus the World segment. So
yes, can't wait.
Everybody tuning in. Have a good.
Come on now.
What am I doing? 3, 2, 1.
Bama versus Tennessee at 2:30. Bama versus Tennessee at 2:30. Bama versus Tennessee at 2:30. Outro music.
Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide.